Hey everyone, welcome back for another deep dive. Today we're going to be diving into RoleCatcher. It's this free online platform that everyone's talking about, helping people navigate this crazy job market. We've got a ton of info from their website about their career guides, interview tools, all the cool features they offer.
And it's really is comprehensive. We always talk about how it's not enough to just submit a resume
Yeah.
anymore, right? And RoleCatcher seems to get that.
Yeah.
They're not just another job board. They're aiming to be that, one-stop shop for your entire career journey.
Okay, so let's unpack that a little bit. I think anyone listening to this has definitely felt that pain of the modern job market, right?
Okay.
You spend hours polishing your resume, and then what happens? It just disappears into some AI-powered black hole.
Right. And that's where RoleCatcher really shines, I think. They've actually built tools that kind of, demystify those automated systems.
Yeah.
One feature that I was really impressed with was their job description analyzer.
Oh, tell me more about this.
So imagine this. You're applying for a job. You're not really sure which skills to emphasize. RoleCatcher will actually analyze that job description for you and tell you what the employers want to see.
It's like a secret decoder ring for job applications.
Exactly. And based on that analysis, they score your resume, which then reveals areas for improvement. And that increases your chances of actually getting past those automated gatekeepers.
Oh, I see. So you're not just guessing what will make your resume stand out. You have data to back you up.
Yeah.
I love that. Now, something else that caught my eye was the sheer volume of career guides they have. Over 3,000, which honestly, it sounds a little daunting. I'm not going to lie.
Okay, you did to me too at first.
Yeah.
But once you dive in, you realize these aren't your typical, generic guides.
Yeah.
They're incredibly specific. They're detailed.
Okay.
Yeah, they are.
Take, for instance, their guide for a drama teacher secondary school. It breaks down everything.
Yeah.
From typical responsibilities at different career stages to interview questions you're likely to face. It's like a crash course in navigating that very specific career path.
And it goes beyond just general advice. They provide concrete examples. They have tasks, skills, and even profiles of individuals at various stages in that career, right?
Yeah.
So you're not getting vague platitudes, you're getting actionable insights.
It's like having a roadmap, but instead of just showing you the destination, it actually shows you every step to take to get there.
Precisely.
Yeah.
And speaking of preparation, can we talk about their interviews feature?
Oh, yeah, this one blew my mind. They have a library of over 120,000 practice interview questions.
And they're not just random questions either. They're tailored to specific careers and skills, which is amazing.
Okay.
Let's say you're someone who tends to say a lot when you're nervous. Their AI-powered feedback will actually flag that so you can practice speaking more clearly and confidently.
Wait, seriously? It analyzes your use of filler words? That's both amazing and terrifying.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
It's like having a personal interview coach, but in your pocket.
Yeah.
Highlighting these areas you might not even be aware of.
That makes sense. So much of the interview is about how you present yourself, not just what you say.
Exactly.
I have to admit that AI feedback would take some getting used to. Speaking of things that take some getting used to, let's move on from interview prep and talk about how RoleCatcher helps you manage, the entire job search process. Because as we all know, it's not just about nailing the interview, right?
Oh, no.
It's about everything that comes before it, too.
It's a lot, overwhelming.
Yeah.
But RoleCatcher has tools to keep you organized and on track. Their jobs module, for instance, total game changer. Instead of you wasting time bouncing between different job boards, you can aggregate postings from multiple sources all in one place.
So instead of having 15 tabs open and trying desperately to remember which ones you've applied to, it's all right there in RoleCatcher.
Exactly. You can bookmark jobs, prioritize them, even track your applications. So you're not just, sending your resume off into the void.
Yeah.
It's about being strategic.
Yeah.
Taking control of that whole process.
Yeah, that's so key. It's so easy to feel like you're just one resume in this massive sea of applicants, but it seems like RoleCatcher really helps you stay organized and make sure you're putting your best foot forward with each application. And speaking of putting yourself out there, I was really intrigued by the network feature.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's easy to overlook networking when you're in that whirlwind of job applications and everything, but it can be huge.
Absolutely. And I love how RoleCatcher integrates networking directly into the platform. Like we've all got our contacts scattered across different platforms, right?
Right.
Emails, maybe even Gasp, some of those old-fashioned paper business cards. But RoleCatcher lets you bring all of that
Yeah.
together
Right.
in one place.
Which makes it so much easier to actually like utilize those connections, you know? You can categorize your contacts, link them to specific job applications, even see who might be able to like give you an in at a company that you're interested in.
It's like having a personal CRM, but for your career. So instead of just having a LinkedIn profile that you occasionally remember to update, you're building relationships that could actually like really help you land your dream job.
Exactly. It's about being proactive and strategic with your networking, just like you are with the job application side of things. It all ties together.
It does. You know what? This actually reminds me of something we saw earlier in the drama teacher secondary school career guide. They emphasized joining professional organizations and going to industry events, which, can feel kind of intimidating.
Sure.
But I feel like RoleCatcher makes it less daunting.
It does.
Yeah.
By like connecting those real world networking opportunities with those online tools and resources, it creates this like much more holistic and approachable experience. You know what I mean?
For sure. Okay, shifting gears a bit. One thing that really impressed me was how much emphasis RoleCatcher puts on skills development. So it's not just about getting you through the door, it's about making sure you have the skills to actually thrive in your career long term.
Yeah, not just the technical skills either, though they have those covered too.
Yeah,
They
exactly.
have a whole section dedicated to soft skills,
Right.
communication, teamwork, problem solving, all that, which are honestly like becoming more and more important for employers in literally every industry.
Absolutely. I mean, I think you could have all the technical skills in the world, but if you can't communicate effectively or work well with others, you're not going to get very far.
Nope.
Yeah.
And the best part is, RoleCatcher doesn't just like tell you what skills you need.
Right.
They give you the resources to develop them.
Oh, cool.
Their skill guide section is incredible. They have over 13,000 of them. Each one just like packed with actionable advice and tips.
It's like having a personalized learning plan built right into the platform. It's incredible how they've managed to like weave together all these different aspects of career development into one cohesive experience.
It's really impressive. They've clearly put a lot of thought into how people actually, navigate the job market and the challenges that they face.
And speaking of challenges, let's talk about AI for a second.
Okay.
Obviously, a huge part of their platform, from analyzing job descriptions to providing feedback on interview answers. Some people might find that a little intimidating. What do you think?
I think it's exciting. Like AI is already transforming the job market, right?
Yeah.
So it makes sense for a platform like RoleCatcher to like embrace that fully.
Yeah.
And I think they do a good job of making it accessible to, everyone, regardless of their like technical skills.
Right. They're not trying to replace human interaction or expertise. They're using AI to kind of like augment and enhance the user experience.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And frankly, anything that can help demystify the job search and give people a competitive edge is A-okay with me.
Okay, so we've talked about the career guides, the interview practice, the networking tools, even the skill guides, but there's one more module I want to make sure we touch on, the employers section.
Okay.
Now it sounds like it's geared more towards like recruiters,
Yes.
but I'm curious, how could this potentially benefit like job seekers?
It's all about getting a behind-the-scenes look at the hiring process. Like, from the employer's perspective.
Okay.
It's one thing to, read a job description.
Right.
It's another thing entirely to actually understand the company culture, their values, the specific skills that they, like, prioritize.
Just like getting to peek behind the curtain. Right. Instead of just guessing at what they're looking for, you actually get to see what's important to them.
Exactly. And RoleCatcher makes all that information surprisingly, like, accessible. They have this feature, right? Where you can see typical career paths for people who have worked at, like, a particular company.
Are you serious? So you can see where people started, what roles they moved into, how long they stayed in each position.
Yeah. It's incredible. It's almost like having, like, a crystal ball for your career. And that kind of, like, intel. That could be huge when you're trying to figure out if a company is the right fit for you.
Oh, totally. Like, let's say you're considering two different companies, right? One has a very clearly defined career ladder. The other one is more about lateral moves, maybe exploring different areas. Seeing those paths laid out, I mean, that could really influence your decision.
For sure. It's all about, like, making those informed choices, the ones that really align with what you want to do.
With your goals.
Exactly. Speaking of, let's say, you've used RoleCatcher, you found some amazing opportunities, aced all your interviews, you're feeling super confident.
Okay.
But then that little voice pops up, the one. Where do I even want to be in 5, 10, 20 years?
Oh, the million-dollar question, right? We've all been there.
Right.
But it seems like RoleCatcher anticipated that too.
They did. That's where their career compass module comes in. It's like having like a career counselor, but like on call 24/7. They have all these different assessments and quizzes, and they can help you like identify what your strengths are, what you're interested in, what kind of work environment you really thrive in.
So instead of just chasing after that next job title, you can actually focus on finding a career path that like genuinely speaks to you.
Yes. It's about making those intentional choices that'll lead to, like a fulfilling career, something with meaning.
This has been such an eye-opening deep dive. I feel like we've just scratched the surface of what RoleCatcher offers.
I know, Ray.
But as we wrap up here, I'm curious, what would you say is the most valuable thing that RoleCatcher brings to the table, for job seekers specifically?
For me, I think it's the empowerment. The job search can be so overwhelming, but RoleCatcher gives you the tools, the resources, the support to navigate it confidently,
Yeah.
They break down those big, overwhelming tasks into manageable steps. They provide that personalized guidance. And, ultimately, they put you in the driver's seat of your career.
It's such a good point. It's not about guaranteeing you a job, right? It's about giving you the knowledge and the skills to succeed, not just now, but in the future.
Exactly. It's about being proactive,
Yeah.
being strategic, not just reacting to whatever comes your way.
Well said. And you know what? That actually leads perfectly into my final thought for our listeners. Imagine having access to all of RoleCatcher's resources.
Yeah.
The career guides, the interview practice, the networking tools, those crazy AI-powered insights. Think about it. What could you accomplish? What would be possible in your career for you if you approached it with that level of, organization, preparation, intentionality? Just something to think about as you continue on your own career journeys out there. And thanks for joining us for this deep dive, everybody. We'll see you next time.